this is Steve again. I'm just going to give a quick update. I haven't done a whole lot on the layout as of late, though I plan to very soon. But I've been doing some additional projects. I'll show you what we've got done here. This is an 060 Reading switch engine, which I painted and lettered and so on. It's made by Mantua. It's got front and rear headlights, and it actually runs reasonably well. This was used in switching. This is another Mantua locomotive. This is an 040, same manufacturer, same general design. What I did with both these engines were that I added DCC to them, no sound. So as you can see in this locomotive, you can see the wiring running from the locomotive to the tender. If you looked at my previous video where I showed me putting new magnets into the older motors, I did that on both of these models here. So these have new magnets in the motors. And then what I've done is I've put decoders into the pretty small tender. I didn't put sound decoders. Honestly, I don't know if I could have done it with HO scale decoders, but I used Digitrak's mobile decoders, and I added a Keep Alive. And those two things really pack pretty tightly into the tender, but at least they're going to help the locomotive run better on track that might not be optimal. The other thing that I did on these locomotives, as you can see, is that I swapped out the old Mantua trucks for these KD power pickup trucks, arch bar style, and again, they were just a real quick drop in. I used the same screws and everything, but I had to drill a hole up through, 2 holes up through the tender floor, and wire those directly into the decoder. So hopefully these will pick up well, but they're kind of cute, nice looking little models. You can see that I've done that here too with this tender. Another locomotive I have not shown before is one of my T1s. This is a Reading 484 T1 number 2100. It's a newer model from Broadway Limited. And interestingly, just last week, I had purchased this in August of 2024, and I had never opened it. It has a Paragon 3 sound system decoder in it. I was very surprised when I opened the box for the first time. You can see there is no headlight on the front of the locomotive, just a smoke box front. So after quite a back and forth with the manufacturer, Broadway, they indicated it must have been a flaw with the assembly, and they sent to me a new front, smoke box front with the headlight, which is, it didn't have the headlight. It's even got the right number, 2100, so it's just a matter of taking the old one off and putting that on. And then that locomotive should be ready. I've already done most of the programming of the decoder on it. Another locomotive I've not yet shown, but I alluded to in a previous video. This is a Bessemer and Lake Erie H-Class 210-4 heavy freight engine. This is model number 643. That locomotive was saved and is currently at the Age of Steam Roundhouse in Baltic, Ohio, Jerry Jacobson's Roundhouse. This is a massive 210-4 that was used on the Bessemer and Lake Erie for hauling coal drags. The tractive effort, I believe, on this was upwards of 100 to 108,000 pounds, depending on what you read. Had 64-inch drive wheels. It was based on a Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy 210-4 design that they used. Considered one of the more powerful two-cylinder locomotives ever built. This has a really, really nice paint scheme on it, and I'm real happy with that locomotive. But I really have yet to. It's DC only, doesn't have any decoder in it, and a friend of mine has 6 or 7 of these locomotives, and he's repowered them because apparently the drivetrain on this older brass model is not optimal, and they tend to derail a lot. He put in, and you can watch his video on the Bessemer and Lake Erie in HO scale. He goes over how he remotored these using Broadway limited drivetrain and chassis, and they turned out very, very nice. But for right now, I just have it kind of a display engine. Now, as far as the layout goes, I just received several, quite a few of these circuit breakers from North Coast Engineering. And what these are for is, with DCC, it's pretty imperative, or shall I say it's pretty recommended, that you divide the layout into power blocks. With each one, just like the wiring in your house, the blocks should be protected individually by a circuit breaker, just like your house is. And so these are the so-called EB1, which I was able to get these online, a bunch of them. This is called an EB1 circuit breaker, and it's very easy to install. You run your power wire from your base unit into the one side that's marked, and then take the two wires out of the other side to the track of your block. And what will happen if a short circuit occurs in that district, it will shut the power off, and all the other districts that have their own circuit breaker will continue to run, so it doesn't shut the power down to the whole layout. So when I go up in a couple weeks here, I already have the layout divided into blocks, but I have it all hot wired into one block for right now, just for testing. Well, I'm going to go ahead and install these circuit breakers into the layout, so that I'm going to have 5 or 6 of them, different power districts, and it shouldn't be real hard to do. All the wires there, I just have to refinagle it a little bit and wire it in a little bit differently. The last thing I'm going to show in this other room here, a couple things. First off, I bought another one of these 080 Mantua switch engines on eBay. And there's a Reading tender. I have right here I have a project that I plan to work on. It may take a while to get to it, but I mentioned in one of my videos, the Reading utilized a lot of a class I9 280, rear cab 280. This is a model that I've disassembled that I am going to kit bash into a class I9 280. So I've got the chassis, the weights, the boiler. I'll use the other tender I just showed, and eventually it's going to take a lot of work, a lot of detailing, styrene work, metal work, but I hope we can fabricate a model of an engine that's never been done in any, never been manufactured as far as I know, in HO scale or any other scale. The other engines I probably haven't ever shown, and these are project engines. These are all Bowsers. I've got a Bowser K462 here. That would obviously require stripping and everything else. It's actually lettered for Sierra Valley. I got that online. I have a E6 Atlantic here, which would require pretty much reworked. And then I have 2 Bowser Mikados. I was able to buy the 2 engines together online, but neither one had a tender. So then I subsequently, over the last several months, was able to add 2 tenders that go with that engine. So at some point, nowhere soon probably, I'll redo those engines. So, and you can see my very, very messy workstation here that I use to work on engines. So that, just kind of making this short video to say I haven't disappeared. It's been nearly 3 or 4 weeks since I made another video, but the main thing I kind of wanted to show was how I redid these 2 switch engines, and then these other 2 that I have. So I hope that was a nice watch, and I hope you all have a good day. Thanks.